All right, in your packet, we have ourselves a 20 by 40 foot place. When it comes to estimating, always draw yourself a picture. It is going to make your life a lot easier. So we got a 20 foot by 40 foot place, 800 square feet total. Some of your houses that you guys are building, it's this place exactly. So the first thing we need to do is we need to figure out what dimension our joists are going to run. We have an option of running them the shorter dimension. We have an option of running them the longer dimension. Now, either way would work just fine, but one way is going to make it a lot easier for us to estimate. And that way is going to be the shorter dimension. Anytime you can run your joist the shorter dimension, it's just going to be a lot easier for you to work with down the road. So, we're going to run our joist the 20-foot span. Again, the span being the distance between structural supports. So let's take a look here. When we estimate, one of the formulas for estimating joist is the length of wall times 1/2 plus 1. So if our span is 20 feet, the length of the wall that the joists are going to sit on is going to be this 40-foot wall. So that's what we plug in. 40 times 1/2 plus 1. 40 times 1/2 is 20, plus 1 is 21. We need 21 joists going from this part all the way to this part, all the way down. That's how many we need. How long are those joists going to be? 20 feet. We can order a 20-foot board, so we're going to order a 20-foot board. So we need 21 joists, 20 feet long. Awesome. Sorry, this marker's not doing its job anymore. All right, so that's part one. Part two asks, how many band joists do you need? And band joists just run perpendicular to the joists. They don't go around all four sides. They only go perpendicular. The reason for that is we already estimated a joist for this end, and we already estimated a joist for this end. So we don't need to include band joists in that. So the question you get to ask yourself is, we have a 40-foot wall on each side. What boards do we need to create 40 feet of coverage? So you guys know that boards can be purchased in lengths of 8 feet all the way up to 20 and 2-foot increments. So you got boards you can buy at 8 feet, 10 feet, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20. And hopefully you're seeing if we have a 40-foot wall, we can do a 20-footer and a 20-footer to give ourselves 40 feet. And then if we got 2 here, we're always going to have the same amount on the other side. So we need 4 band joists. In the video, that guy called it a rim. Different parts of the country use a couple different terms, but it's the same board. So you guys are probably noticing that the joist and band joist that we need are both going to be 20 feet. And the term is for how we use it. So it's not like when you go to the store, they have a pile of joists and a pile of band joists. Nope, it's just lumber, and how we use it is the purpose. So we could simplify this if we wanted and say we need 25 boards, and I believe in your packet I said how many 2x12s we need, meaning 2 inches thick, 12 inches wide, and 20 feet long. That's what we're looking for this one. Sorry, I'm kind of running off to the side there. But 25 2x12x20s, because we took care of this. Now, when it comes to estimating the sheathing that'll go on top of here, here's what we need to do, is we need to figure out area. We need to figure out area. So, to do that, you guys have already done this with your floor plans, we take length times width. We take 20 times 40, or 40 times 20, we get 800 square feet. And A sheet of plywood that's going to go on top of all of the flooring is 4 feet wide and 8 feet tall. When we multiply 4 by 8 together, we get 32 square feet. So from here, we just take 800 divided by 32. And you're going to see that we are going to need 25 sheets to cover this entire floor. And there you have that one. All right, we'll go on to the next one. Okay, from here. We got 30 by 30. So, I told you before, we like to go the shorter dimension. When they're the exact same, doesn't really matter. So, we'll go this way, we'll say. So, we do have an issue though. Our span is 30 feet long. Longest board we can buy is 20 feet. So, we could buy a 20-footer, but it's not going to reach the other structural support. Now, what you're thinking is we could buy 2 boards and we could nail them together in the middle and you're halfway there. But what's going to happen is if we have 2 boards and we nail them in the middle, we're still going to get some sag in our floor. And nobody wants that. So, in the PowerPoint, it mentioned that we get to add something to our floor for structural support, and that is called a girder. It's a big old beam. Typically, it's going to split the difference in half, and then your joists are going to be able to rest on top of it. If you live in a place with a basement, you can go down to the basement, and you're probably going to see some steel columns in your basement. If that's the case, those steel columns are supporting a girder. If you don't see any steel columns, you might just have a full entire wall in your basement where your joists rest on as well. So you have, there's a couple options that they go. Now here's the thing, is our span now, if we split that in the middle, is at 15 feet. Cool. We can't order 15-foot boards, so we got to order 16-foot boards. If we wanted a 15, we just got to cut that 1 foot off ourselves. So from here, we can run the same formula. Length of wall times 1/2 plus 1. In this case, the length of the wall where all our joists are sitting on is 30 feet. So 30 times 1/2 plus 1 gives you 16. We need 16 boards going this way to get all the way from here to here. All right, great. So we need 16 boards. They're going to be 2 by 12 by, ideally, we'd like 30, but the boards only come in 20. So we're gonna go with the 16 footers here. Again, we can't order 15 footers, but we can cut them down. So we need 16 footers to get us everything on this half. What do we got to do for this half? Well, simple. We just double the amount we need to order. So if we needed 16 boards here, we need another 16 over here to make that happen. So total joist that we need for this one is 32, 2 by 12 by 16. The only time we need to double these is when the span is too great for a board. So anything over 20, that's when we get to start doubling things. All right, so now our band joists, we get to cover 30 feet here and 30 feet here. So here's the thing, is there's multiple correct answers to cover this. Obviously, we're going to need 2 boards since our longest board is 20, but how we come up with those 2 boards is kind of up to us. So here's some options. We could have a 20-footer and a 10-footer. They add up to 30. It's perfect. We could also have an 18-footer and a 12-footer. Those add up to 30. We could also do a 16-footer and a 14-footer. and those add up to 30. So there's multiple correct answers for this one that you could do. So, so I'm going to go with my first one of 20 footers, 2 by 12 by 20, and then 2 by 12 by 10. So, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then for band joist we are set. All right, then we get our innards, or our subfloor, I should say, what's going on top of all of this stuff. So we get to find our square footage. 30 times 30, length times width, is going to give us our square footage of this inside area. We're going to get 900. Perfect. Square footage in a sheet of plywood, 4 by 8 sheet of plywood, is 32. And we take 900 divided by 32, and we get 28.125. How many sheets do we want to order? 29. Rounding up. If we rounded down, we'd be short a little bit, and we don't want to do that. So we need a total of 29 sheets to make that happen. Hopefully this helped. If you took the quiz and it did not go well, or you completely just didn't do the estimating because you weren't confident with it, hopefully this helped. You can redo that portion and resubmit it. Just let me know that you did that. And hope you guys are having a good day. Take care.